This is the moment police say Hisham Abu Garbia surrendered. The 26-year-old wearing a towel, his hands in the air, as he approaches heavily armed officers.
Right now, we don't have any inclination to think that he was working with anybody else.
Investigators say they arrested the suspect roughly 15 miles from this bridge, where his roommate's body was discovered this morning. That roommate, Jamil Limon, had been missing more than a week, along with his friend Nahida Bristi, who is still nowhere to be found.
The vehicles coming my way, you're going to see a lot of traffic coming towards me. He was found on the other side, which is the northbound side, coming towards me.
So we had two students missing out of USF. USF stands for University of South Florida. That is actually right here in Tampa. Somebody emailed me about this, so I went out actually searching for them. Unfortunately, one of them was found on the bridge here, Howard Franklan Bridge, which I'm going to take you to the bridge. I'm going to show you when I was actually out looking. Okay, so you're going to see clips of that. So they found his remains. Wait till you hear exactly how they found him. And there's still one other student that's missing. Her name is Nahida, and I'm going to tell you about her and what's going on with her situation. It's very sad. Fugitive TV, stay tuned. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel. And what we do here is we take a look at cases of missing individuals, cases of that need to be brought to spotlight. Maybe it needs to be looked at in a different angle. And the reason why is because I was once a fugitive on the run. That's why it's called Fugitive TV. I was on the run for 15 years from the law after I committed some white collar crime. I lived in different countries under different names. Then I turned myself in. I opened up a few businesses. I have this YouTube channel and I try and help members locate their loved ones or locate people that need to be brought to justice. All right. Well, right now we have a case that needs to be brought more into the spotlight. Now here in Tampa, they have been doing a good job. I will say they have been doing a good job. They have been on it. This case has been everywhere, okay? This case involved, or I should say involves two students from USF, okay? Now, they were originally reported missing last week. It was on April 17th. So both of these students, okay, you have a male named Jamil, and then you have a female named Nahida. They were both 27 years old, both going to get their PhD, all right? Ready to do things with their life. Sad thing about this is they were both here on student visas from Bangladesh, meaning they had no family. Jamil has no family here, or I shouldn't say no family, but no family here in Florida, okay? Jamil has no family here and Nahida has no family here. They're all back in Bangladesh, all right?
Limon's body was found on the Howard Franklan Bridge yesterday morning. The last time anyone saw both doctoral students was on April 16th. Limon attended USF since fall of 2024 and was studying geography and environmental science and policy. Bristi began attending USF in fall of 2025 to study chemical engineering.
It makes it even more sad because of that. Well, both of them went missing. It was last Thursday, okay? Nahida was last seen on campus, all right? Now, I believe she was in a study hall and she was studying. And what made it weird was she left her bag, books, and computer on the desk where she was studying at. She left it there and then vanished, okay? And then Jamil was last seen at his apartment building. Now, here is the kicker. Jamil has a roommate, or I should say had a roommate. The roommate's name is Hisham. Now, Hisham is an American citizen. His last name is very hard to pronounce. I'm not going to even try, and I'm not going to give this man the respect to even try to pronounce his name, all right? But Hisham was the roommate, all right? So Hisham was the roommate with Jamil. Now, when they went missing, police already had him in their eyes. Hisham suspected him. They questioned him actually 2 days ago. They questioned him 2 days ago, but he ended the questioning by asking for a lawyer. He's not asking no more questions, and they didn't have enough evidence to arrest him.
This hour, deputies are still searching for Brishti. She was last seen in the engineering building on campus. We spoke to her brother in Bangladesh earlier this week. He is pleading for answers.
I just want my sister to be safe and sound. That's it. Nothing else. My home is just broken. We are just living by the day with just the minimum things that we can eat, and that's it. I'm not been sleeping for last few days.
Again,
It's just unbearable. If anyone has any kind of information about her, just contact the police. And
now, again, investigators in Hillsborough County and Pinellas County are exhausting all resources to find her. USF officials tell us counseling resources are available for students following this tragedy, including 24/7 virtual support.
Well, the very next day, okay, police get called to a residence over a domestic call, okay? Well, guess whose house this was? Hasham's family's home. They show up, it's Hasham's family's home. Hasham ends up taking his family pretty much hostage, barricaded himself in the house. They had to send a SWAT team, and then finally he came out, all right?
This is the moment police say Hisham Abu Garbia surrendered. The 26-year-old wearing a towel, his hands in the air, as he approaches heavily armed officers.
Right now, we don't have any inclination to think that he was working with anybody else.
Investigators say they arrested the suspect roughly 15 miles from this bridge, where his roommate's body was discovered this morning. That roommate, Jamil Limon, had been missing more than a week, along with his friend Nahida Brishti, who is still nowhere to be found.
And then police just connected everything on the same day, same morning that he was barricading in the house, his family's home, not his apartment, but his family's home. Hours earlier, they found Jamil's body on the Howard Franklan Bridge, which I am going to take you guys to the bridge because, like I said, I was out looking for them. Now, I went to the bridge right after I found out they found his body. Now, they found Zamil's body. I believe it was right under the bridge in the water, I believe is where they found it at, okay? So it wasn't like on the bridge, but it was like right underneath the bridge in the water in a trash bag, all right? And we're not done with what happened to him before they put him in a trash bag, all right? Or before he put him in a trash bag. So let me take you here real quick. I'm gonna show you the bridge, all right? And my journey there.
There is, so right here, this is going to connect to the bridge. So we're actually not far from the bridge. Technically, we're only about maybe a little under 10 minutes. And so you're going to see exactly where it's at. That right there is a cell phone tower. So we know that if he had a phone on him or any of their phones, their phone would have pinged to this tower right here. This would be the tower it would ping to. Here's the cell phone tower. You see it right here to the right. The vehicles coming my way, you're going to see a lot of traffic coming towards me. He was found on the other side, which is the northbound side, coming towards me. And you're going to see this bridge will widen. So it's going to be like an extra like 2 to 3 lanes. Now you see all the water, you can see it all, you see all that water? That's literally everywhere they have to, that whole water, all of this is what they're currently searching right now to see if they can find her. There's a boat coming. I don't know if that's A search and rescue, I don't know. Let's see. Look, another cell phone tower. So another a phone would ping on this tower too. Actually, technically, now that I think about it, they live in Tampa. He was found on this side of the bridge. He probably would have took the exact route that you guys just went with me. Now that I think about it, he would have had to. There's no place on this bridge to make a U-turn. So he would have did exactly what I just did and came back this way. And there's another camera right here. We're just passing. He would have did exactly what I just did.
So I believe they were called out. It was around 6 a.m. I think it was. They were called out to the bridge. Matter of fact, I should have a recording for this. Listen to this.
21, be advised. Good. It's going to be the Howard Franklan Bridge. Information per HCSO. They're out with 2 missing endangered persons. Mile marker 3536 southbound direction. Both appear to be code 7. They're requesting us with assistance shutting down lanes. The detective for 2 is requesting a call from the responding officer or sergeant. They'll be able to provide further.
6-3, I'll give them a call.
Thank you. Everyone, if you haven't already made that call, I'll call them so we can get some resources out there. I'm sure it's going to be a lengthy thing.
So they got a call and they went there and they found him in a trash bag. Unfortunately, my condolences go out to the family, Lamone's family. Rest in peace. So sorry to hear this. So they found him in the bag, and then a few hours later, that's when the domestic disturbance call happened at Hisham's family's residence. So they did take Hisham into custody. Now, during the press conference, they actually said through investigation that he is connected to what happened with Lamone at the bridge. Now, I'm thinking, since you guys saw the video, there's all kinds of cameras on this bridge, all right? There's a cell phone tower on each end of the bridge. So his phone pinged to both those towers. So they know, I mean, that I don't know why he chose to go to that bridge and do something like that. Now, there's also another area that's in Clearwater, Florida. That's a whole different county. Now, that bridge where he dropped Lamone off at, he actually dropped him off right on the borderline of Hillsborough County and Pinellas County. Tampa is Hillsborough. Then when you keep going over the bridge, on the other side is Pinellas County. Now, on the other side, that's St. Pete and Clearwater. So allegedly, he also went all the way to Clearwater to the ocean over there, which would be the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it. And they're over there searching because they said that's where his phone last pinged to. So they don't know if he dumped her off over there. They don't know, but they're searching over there too. I know the media's not really saying this, but finding out Lamone and Nahida, or Jamil, sorry, Jamil and Nahida, Lamone's Jamil's last name. So Jamil and Nahida were actually dating, okay? They were dating. Jamil actually called his family members back in Bangladesh and told them that he was going to ask Nahida to marry him. And so sad because he probably never got the chance to ask her, and she probably didn't even know that she was going to get asked, you know, for her hand in marriage. But he was bragging about that he loved her and was going to marry her. Now, on the other end, the roommate, Hisham, who is currently in jail right now, he was talking to his little brother on the phone, bragging about how Nahida is very talented. She can sing. She's so smart. So it almost sounds like he was obsessed with her, you know? Look at this video right here. Nahida she was talented. She probably was smart. She was going for chemical engineering.
dive team searching for her.
And I implore the community, if you have any tips of where you've seen her or she's just recently seen, please report it.
Investigators say the 27-year-olds were both Bangladeshi doctoral students at the University of South Florida.
My whole family is devastated.
Before today's developments, Bristy's brother telling me she spoke with her parents the day she disappeared.
You know, so sad. Now, they still haven't found her body or her in general. But this is why they believe that she is no longer with us either. And this is why. So at the apartment that Jamil and Hisham was living at, okay? So they were living at apartments. They weren't on campus, but these apartments are pretty much right across the street. They're right down the street from the campus, okay? Now, Hisham was once a student at the campus, all right? He was a student at USF at one point. I believe he was a student from 2021 to 23 for business management. They never said if he graduated or not. I did read an article, I don't know if it's true, that he didn't finish. Now, we don't know why he didn't finish. We can only speculate. Now, one thing I can tell you is, guys, he already has a violent past, all right? Against his own family members. He has a charge for domestic against his own father, punched his father in the face, okay? He has a domestic charge on his little brother. He has a little brother. So he has a domestic charge on his little brother, and he has a burglary charge, breaking and entry charge into some apartments that are literally 2 minutes down the street from his parents' house. I don't know why he was breaking into this apartment. I don't know what was going on, but he has 3 charges. Okay, and 2 of them are violent against his own family. So some people are raising an eye like, why was he even living so close to the campus? But he wasn't on campus. He was close to it. So we don't know if he had the apartment before these charges took place, because, you know, if you renew a lease, they don't do background checks on you when you renew it. If you're already there, they don't run credit a lot of times, things like that. So they just let you renew the lease. So some people are questioning this. Now there are a report that Jamil found out about the roommate Hisham and about his violent past. Not only that, I guess he was complaining to a couple friends that this guy's not right. I don't feel comfortable with him. I don't feel comfortable living with him. The issue is Jamil was already signed to the lease, so he couldn't just break the lease. Well, back to the reason why they think Nahida's no longer with us. At that very same apartment, which is on the 5th floor in these apartments, they said when they entered the apartment, there was a lot of blood. So much blood that nobody would survive it. And I guess some of the DNA was part of her DNA. And apparently they found a piece of her, a body part of her. Now, see, Jamil, when he was put in the trash bag or the garbage bag, he was dismembered, you guys. He was dismembered, put in the bag. So they're thinking that he did the same thing with her, okay? And they're saying that even though they're still looking for her, they think that she might not ever be found because the ocean. They're thinking that he dumped her in the ocean. Now, they're not coming out outright and saying that. I actually called the sheriff's department myself because I told them I was actively out looking for her. I didn't know if she was still alive. You know, I'm trying to save this woman's life, you know, and they told me they don't think that she is no longer alive and that there was so much blood in the apartment building that she couldn't have survived it. And because they found a body part of hers and they believe that she is as well as in the ocean. They just, you know, and if she's in the ocean, I mean, it's the ocean. We might not find her. We don't know, which is very sad. My condolences go out to her family as well. But he is currently in jail right now. These are the charges he's facing. So here are his charges. We have unaliving in the 1st degree with a weapon, premeditated. That is ×2 because there's 2 individuals. Unlawfully hold or move a dead human body in unapproved conditions. failure to report death to medical examiner or law enforcement, intent to conceal, tampering with physical evidence, false imprisonment, and battery.
See this apartment building right here? One of those. Okay, yep, that's it. I think that's it. Yep, that's where he came out of. Okay, all right. That's where he came out of. Okay, so that is the house he got arrested at.
Once again, my condolences go out to the family. When I was out there looking for her, I was hoping she was still alive because at that time, this was last night. At that time, we didn't get any word that, you know, the evidence they found in the apartment. And this is before her brother made the post too.
That's me knocking, guys. I'm the one knocking, so I'm not gonna need to back these.
But she's still out there. They're still trying to find the rest of her, unfortunately. So she's still out there somewhere. But like I said, they believe that she is in the water, in the ocean. So my condolences go out to the family. If the family is watching this, so sorry for you guys. You know, I tried to do my part. If I hear anything, I will make another video. You know, I definitely will. If you want to reach out to me, anybody wants to reach out to me and they know anything, go right on ahead. My contact information will be in the description box. Okay. And you can stay anonymous if you want to. That's fine. And I could be your voice of reason. Please, people, like and subscribe. Okay. I am almost at 25,000 subscribers. I am right there. 25,000 subscribers, and I did this all in 1 year. I'm one of the fastest growing YouTube channels in the true crime sector, and I owe it all to you guys. Thank you so much. So please comment below, even if it's the city, the state, the country you're watching this from, because the more you comment, the more this video will spread into the algorithm, and the more people will see about these two individuals that did not deserve to lose their life, especially in this fashion. Going to school to get a PhD. I'm pretty sure their family members put all their money together to send them overseas here to have a better future for themselves. And not only that, they did it the right way. They were here legally. They were, you know, visas, and so sad, so sad. People don't deserve this. We have so much evil in the world. It's crazy, but please like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, okay? Join the membership that will help support this channel and everything that I do. So thank you so much, you guys. Please take care of one another, love one another, look out at your surroundings, watch your surroundings. Until next time, this is Fugitive TV, and I'm out.